How you doing on this beautiful Saturday afternoon? Hope everybody's doing very well. Cigar of the weekend is the Romeo e Juliet Reserve Wheel. Yes, I haven't had one in a couple of weeks. Well, just last week before the blizzard. Before the blizzard came around and shut the city down on Sunday. Now it's still about 20 degrees, but it feels nice on the balcony. It feels nicer up here on my balcony than it is walking around on the streets. Hang on for just a second. I gotta get my ashtray. Whew. 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 Man. Oh, man, goodness. That's a nice little burn to it, but I don't have any libations because I'm heading to an event this afternoon, and I got to stay sober until I get there, and then I can start drinking. Whew. Well, what a week that we had this week. I mean, I saw Sha'Carri Richardson. Now, she's a young bitch, but she's a young bitch which I saw she got arrested for reckless driving down in Florida. I believe down in Florida. It's one of those things for rules for thee, not for me. I mean, the bitch can never stay out of trouble, and she's an Olympian. She's a representative of the United States. You're supposed to be loved by the people, not hated by the people, not shown in any disgrace. Well, like what Marion Jones is. She was an Olympian that was a disgraceful Olympian. Cheated and went to jail, went to prison. That's disgraceful. Now, we see on this body cam footage, I mean, going 100 miles an hour on a highway, risking people's lives. Not only your lives, but the lives of the people that's on the highway. Irresponsible behavior. But it's the sign of the times that, people have no respect for the law. I mean, she was begging not to go to prison, not to go to jail, not to spend a night in jail. Which in certain jurisdictions, if you go about 100 miles an hour on any highway, that can land you on a night in jail. Lose your license. Your license will be suspended. Your insurance rates will go up because you're a high-risk driver. Because you're reckless in speeding in broad daylight on a Florida highway. It doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know what's going on with the young people nowadays. They just don't want to have respect, authority, law. And it's mainly, and people like to pick on black women, but it's everybody. I see it, all races of people, they have no respect for the law. For instance, let's take a look at the ICE, what's going on with these ICE agents in our neighborhoods, in sanctuary cities, which, quite frankly, I do not have a problem with. Now, I do have a problem if they are attacking U.S. citizens. Now, everybody has a right to protest. Me personally, you give a fuck about the immigrants, the undocumented, the illegals. Well, not the immigrants. Excuse me. Let me take that back. Immigrants that come in legally, I have no problem with. I do have a problem with black immigrants, the second generation, third generation immigrants dictating policies for black Americans. So that's why I believe delineation in this country is necessary. I definitely believe in delineation. We boys from the men. Okay? We got to separate the boys from the men. Now, what they're doing, what Donald Trump, the orange pimp, what he is doing, is it constitutional? Is it legal? Is it constitutional? Hell fucking no. He just wants these fucktard, undocumented strain on society to exit our country. Now, I've been saying this, that illegal immigration it has no benefit for black folks. And it really doesn't benefit from it. We don't benefit from an African to our country who, quite frankly, probably doesn't have the IQ that we have. But want to drain on resources. Now, for every immigrant that's been productive in this country, there are many others that's been unproductive. And I talked about this. I talked about this in my podcast almost 15 years ago when I talked about Jamil Shaw Jr. was murdered by a criminal, illegal alien. Father, God bless his father, standing up for his son, trying to get the Jamil Shaw law passed out in California to get rid of illegal criminals, illegal aliens that are criminals. See, you don't get to come into this country breaking the laws. We don't go to your country breaking the laws. If we break the laws in your country, we'll be sitting in prison for 20 years, 30 years in a Mexican prison, or a Turkish prison. But I see why immigrants like to break the law in this country, because the justice system is a joke. That's number one. Number two, we over prosecute people on petty crimes. We charge people on petty crimes. Now, I've seen it. People get arrested for either obstruction or resisting, and it gets thrown out. They should remove the resisting and obstruction unless there is an actual crime going on. It should be a secondary charge. It should never be a primary charge for threatening to force somebody to cooperate in an investigation that they have a constitutional right to participate. They're not allowed to incriminate themselves or participate in their own investigation. Figure it out, detective. You're the police. Figure it out. You're smarter than me. Figure it out. Figure it out. So in any event, I also wanted to talk about a video that I saw earlier this week where there was this black hyena bitch podcast with a YouTuber. I think his name is Call Me Dating Guru, another dating guru, right? Another guy that's out there trying to spit some game on how to get women. Let me tell you something, fellas. The way you get women, either in this country, whether you want to do it in this country or overseas, you have to about yourself. And it took me a while to figure it out. That women can sense that you're a fuckboy. They can sense it. All right, they can sense that you're soft. They can sense that, you know how I know, because their pussy don't get wet when they're around you. because you're trying to go after women that you are not qualified, or they just don't like you. You go after women that don't like you. Fuck them hoes. See, the hoes should be coming. You should be attracting the hoes, not the other way around. You should not be attracted. The hoes should not be attracting you. All right. Now, when I watched this podcast, when I was watching this video, this live stream, I noticed something. I noticed that there was this hard, masculine-looking black bitch, hyena bitch, who the first words that come out of her mouth, I can tell that she is not the bitch. No nigga should be trying to get with this bitch. I wouldn't even speak to her. I wouldn't even say hello to her. I wouldn't even try her. Can you charm her? Yeah. If you want to waste your time doing that shit. But as you know, black women don't know how to flirt. They don't know how to flirt with men. Look, and she was talking about having a love for pookies. And then all of a sudden, just turned on the brother after he was low-key, sneak dissing her because she was saying some crazy shit. You don't match in her energy. She just went off on the brother. But see, this is what you have to deal with. Some angry, disgruntled, black. This is what you have to deal with. I mean, I saw the post about on a page, somebody posted on the Facebook page that Carolyn Bryant was a threat to black women, like Carolyn Bryant, who was a woman that accused Emmett Till of whistling at her and had him lynched. Then you got black women is now a threat to black men. Well, they are a threat to black men because they love controlling pookies. Because they have pookies in their family. Now, I'm not crying about it. I'm not crying about it. It is what it is. All right? Me, personally, I stopped messing with I stopped messing with black women. At least the black women that are pookie sympathizers. I don't mess with those bitches anymore. I don't mess with hood bitches. If I smell a whiff of ghetto in you, I'm not fucking with you. Now, don't get me wrong. My preference is a black American woman. That's never going to change. I will always prefer a black American woman over any race of women. Because I still believe for women. When they don't have weave and they don't have those dang on eyelashes, the BBLs, it's all natural, all right? I don't mind a natural black American woman. Because I'm a natural black American man. Why not? God made this way. I have no tattoos or no piercing. I don't mind a couple of tattoos here and there. But I don't know. I don't know. That's just my preference, all right? My preference is a black American woman or a foreign black woman. Next on the list is a foreign black woman. All right. We ain't involved in any ghetto bull job. Don't have access to pookies or any of that nonsense. All right. But I find that black women in this country, they love pookies. I can't explain it. They love those. They love, these stupid ass black women, they love quoting, I want to have Tupac with a college degree. Now, and then they get mad with somebody like me that dates out. I don't give a fuck, I date out. Matter of fact, to really be honest with you, I've never had fun. There's only a few times in my life that I ever had fun dating a black woman, in a relationship or having fun with a black woman. A date. I've never had fun on a date with a black woman. I can count it on one hand the time that I ever had fun with a black woman on a date, and that's when I was in college, when we were both broke. Okay? We were just happy just to go to Popeyes. Just go on a date, sit around, talking and eating, chomping on a 2-piece biscuit special. Or having Chinese food under the stars. Sitting in the park under the stars, eating Chinese food. Nothing expensive, no $200, no $200. Not going to Papa Do's, not going to no Capitol Grill, spending $200-300 on a bitch that you're gonna get a cheap kiss on the cheek. When I was growing up, we didn't have Instagram or Facebook. We didn't have no Instagram with thirsty after. See, that's what, brothers, that's your downfall, man. Being thirsty over some bitch, man. They should be thirsty for you. They should want to try. When I was dating, when I dated out, especially the Caucasian women, I've had fun. I've had fun with these women. Why? Because all except for the Jewish one, the Jewish chick that when I first started dating women, white women, even with the Jewish woman, I had fun with her. But she was high maintenance, but that's okay, She was a high maintenance. She's a Jew. She's supposed to be high maintenance. She had money, and I gotta match her energy. I get it, but like I said, she wasn't expecting it. She was happy cooking meat, staying in, cooking dinner, sitting at the fireplace, just talking and making out, and dropping the drawers for me. She was happy doing that. It's genuine. And ever since then, I was like, I understand why these brothers are losing their mind, dating out, dating these Latinas and dating these white women, or going overseas, because they're having a good time. They're having fun. That's the objective, is having fun. When you go on a date, you're supposed to have fun and let it build, even if it doesn't last a couple of dates. You're having fun. You're having a good time. Even when the Polish chick ended it with me, right? And I told her, look, I had a good time. I mean, when you break up with somebody, you keep it classy. You can keep it classy. You always keep it classy, because what, I joke about it with my friends. Like, I tell when these bitches broke up with me, when they break it off with me, I tell them, well, you know what? I had a good time, man. I had fun. That's code word for me saying thank you for giving me the pussy. Give me some pussy. Thank you for that. That's all I ever wanted. I ain't trying to get in no relationship with your crazy ass behind, because look, all y'all women are crazy. No matter what race of women that you're dealing with crazy. Okay? You're gonna deal with a whole level of crazy. You're gonna deal with some form of crazy when you're dealing with women. Whether it's a white woman, it's a different level of crazy that you're dealing with, but you're dealing with crazy. All right? You're dealing with a crazy bitch. That's what you're dealing with. But I tell you, man, they all the same. It's just a different level of crazy that you have to deal with. But like I said, like I tell you fellas before, with me, whenever I go down south, man, I'm not in the hood. I'm not like y'all in the hood. I go to these spots, man. I go to these spots where there's white folks hang out. I don't get called a nigger. They might have muttered it under their breath, but I get respect. I do it to network, and the ladies, that's just a sweetener, man. I had some of the white women come up to me, talking to me, man, wanting to chop it up with me. I had this one white chick just roll up on me, and then we just started making out at the bar, and then, she took me home and dropped the drawers for me. That's what I mean, fellas, that you have to have fun with these chicks, man. If you're awkward, that's fine. Just be yourself, man. You got to get out of that awkward and find who you are, who you really are. Because at the end of the day, when naturally, a woman wants a man. At the end of the day, they don't want a fuck boy, a punk ass bitch. They don't want a faggot in their life. They want a man. They want you to talk to them like a man would. And that includes these black bitches, these hyena bitches. Including them. They want a man at the end of the day. That's why they see pookies as men. That's their idea of a man. And that's why these women love them. They can try to use a guy like me. They're not gonna be too successful like that country bumpkin bitch. You wanted to finesse 1,000. I already told that story, so I ain't gonna retell the story. But fellas, when you're dealing with let me end this, because I'm not gonna be here too long. He's fuck out of here. My balls are the only thing warm on me right now. But if you're in a relationship, fellas, your lady breaks up with you, all right? Just politely thank her for the time, or thank her for giving you some pussy. Just thank her, man. I had a good time. Thank you for giving me some pussy. Next, because there's plenty out there, man. Why are you pine? Look, I even pine over some of the women that I broke up with. But leave it in the past, man. You know, it shows that woman desired you at a moment. And that's a good thing, man. If she desires you, then another woman will desire you. Trust me on this. You got to trust the system. I don't want you fellas going out there stalking a bitch, knocking on her door, saying, "Bitch, please take me back." Nah, fuck her. She wants to go, let her go. Fuck her. There's no need to be coming on YouTube crying over a bitch. And even professional, and don't get me wrong, regular guys like me and you do it. Used to do it. I used to do that shit. But you know, you gotta understand your worth. There was another video that I saw, cart before the horse productions, right? we have another channel that says Single by Choices, that always fucking with Kendra G and her dating show and other dating shows. I don't think they do it anymore because there's other content to react to. I think they shut that down. Like the pop the balloon nonsense. I didn't get a chance to talk about that. I don't have time to talk about it right now because I got shit to do today. I got shit to do today, and then but all of that is just nonsense. That's nonsense for entertainment purposes, right? When you really go out on a dating field, you gotta put yourself out there. You gotta go into places where where there's a high social environment. Bars is one of those places where she's liquored up, you're liquored up. She likes what she sees. She's gonna look. You go over there, talk to her. She's giving you a look. Talk to her. Just go over there and talk to her. Find out what's going on. I do it all the time. When I see a bitch, checking me out or just looking good, go for it. I go after warm leads. I don't cold approach every goddamn woman out there. I don't. I don't do that shit. Why? Because they're gonna think you're a creep. What are you doing? They're gonna turn you down. They're gonna make you look stupid. And they're gonna think you're a creep. Go after the women that is in your proximity, that's checking you out, that's giving you some play. I know we're supposed to be hunters, but when you look at the animal kingdom, even the animals know which lion that they like and which ones they don't like. Okay? I mean, you can be an alpha male. I'm not an alpha male. I'm not alpha or beta. I'm just a sigma guy. I just like sitting on my balcony, smoking my cigar, talking to you fellas. I'll go out whenever I feel like going out. If I want to get some pussy, I'll go out and get some pussy. I'm low-key, aloof. I don't talk about my business with everybody except for y'all. All right? Let me see what's going on. Let me see who's on here. Probably in your house. I know you're not out there freezing your butts off. Calypso Joy, how you doing? Creek Craft Fran, how y'all doing? How y'all doing, man? Mm-hmm. Yeah, motherfucker, I'm okay. Hey, I'm just happy being on my balcony this afternoon. So let me go ahead and cut this short. I'll talk to you fellas a little bit later because I got shit to do. But definitely I'll be back on the balcony. Hopefully it'll warm up, but it's not gonna warm up anytime soon. So let me get on ahead and get the fuck up out of here and let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Saturday. This is Talking Crazy 88, and I am out of here. And black folks, black men, let's be careful out there, all right?